Hello, hello. We have today a rating of the Made by Mitchell's Plain and Simple 6-piece Blursh set. There are 6 blushes in here that I just bought. I did swatch these when I initially received them, I believe. I will put that video at the end of this one so you can see those swatches because I will not be swatching here. I'll just be talking about my ranking and why I like the shades that I did. So here we have the Made by Mitchell. And here are our shades, our contestants for today. I got these because they were on like a super sale back in, oh lord, when was it? Was it October? I think this was before the Black Friday events. This was definitely before the Black Friday events. So I could not help myself. I've heard about the Blurshes for a while, so I thought I would finally check them out. But let's start from number 6 and move on up. So my least favorite shade was the Mango Daiquiri, and I felt like immediately I could tell that the formula on this one was different. All the other shades, all of them, all the other 5, have like a white base. This one does not. It really is kind of like colored like a kind of orange sherbet kind of color, and it's very, what's the best way to describe it? It really is kind of just like putting orange sherbet on your face. It didn't blend out the best, but also it just really wasn't very pigmented. I was a bit surprised by that because there was a lack of this white base, that this shade just didn't really apply very well. I think out of all of these, this one's the shade I'm very strongly considering just giving away because I don't see myself reaching for this. And apart from that, all of the blushes, they have a very interesting formula. It feels like a liquid to powder on the face. Like as soon as you put it on the face, it just ends up kind of not drying out, but almost like performing like a powder blush. It was just very bizarre, very strange, but mostly for that reason, that's why I have to get rid of a shade like this or rank this so low. It just was not as pigmented as I feel like it should be, and it had a bit of difficulty trying to blend this out. In 5th place, we have Posey Rosey. We got Posey Rosey right here, and the only real should I swatch these? No, if I swatch these, it's going to take so much longer than it should. But the only reason this is ranked 5th is because this is usually the typical color I would use for my skin tone. And to me, something like this is just kind of boring. Like, I think I have this in at least 3 times over. That's really all the reason. I don't think I had any real issue using this. I think this is probably the perfect shade for my skin tone. You like medium gals out there who are with me? This is a good color. But I was looking for, I based this off of what surprised me and what worked well. This worked well. It did work well. I did like it. But it's just because of this kind of mauve kind of pink shade, I thought I kind of already have this. So really that's it. That's really the only reason this ended up on 5th on my list. But yeah, this is Rosey Posey. I don't think there was necessarily anything wrong with it. I'm just talking about things that surprised me. So Rosey Posey and Peach Sugar were actually very close. The only reason I put this one lower is because I thought it was kind of boring. But in 4th place, we have Peach Sugar. So Peach Sugar ended up higher just because it does have this kind of orange salmon color. And I have, like, you'll see in my other videos, I've been really into the oranges this summer and fall. I just want to compare these. You can see here. Yeah, it's like in the same wavelength is the best way to describe it, but you can definitely see that this is, you know, orange and this is pink. So that's the only reason why they did both work very well. This is more of a pink salmon, this is more of an orange salmon. I liked both of them pretty much equally. I just ranked this one a little bit higher because I was so into the oranges this summer and fall. Okay, so now I have my top 3. Before I pull them out, I just want to preface this with saying these are in my top 3 because I was so surprised. I did not think these were going to make my top 3. I thought these were going to be my bottom 3. Honest to God, I thought these were going to be my bottom 3. And I'm sure you'll find whatever comments I said on that video that I'll put at the end of this one. But I thought these were going to be too light or too dark. And these surprised me. They were so beautiful. So in number 3, we actually have Sweet Cheeks. Sweet Cheeks, I was like, girl, that is going to be so light on my skin. It's going to be so light on my skin. I would call myself a light medium. So you can see it's like a bubblegum pink. This is not a shade I would ever really like try. This is not the kind of blush I usually go for, this Sweet Cheeks shade here. But I was very pleasantly surprised to find that I think it was this one. When I applied this, it looked so natural. It looked like I literally was just, you know, had maybe just gotten out of the gym. I was so surprised by just the shade of the color on my skin, honestly, because this is the kind of color that I absolutely avoid. I'm like, I am not a pink girl. I just think it doesn't work well with my skin tone. It looks unnatural, but it just looked so pretty. I was really surprised. It is so cute. It's such a cute moment. I really liked this one. And I also feel like these top three blended out the best as well, surprisingly. So this is my top three. This is my third one. This is Sweet Cheeks. So in number 2, kind of in the opposite spectrum, we have Cherry Cola. This is Cherry Cola. It is the darkest shade in here. And same thing like I thought with Sweet Cheeks. I'm like, that one's too light, this one's too dark. This isn't gonna work. But once actually applied, this isn't as dark as you may think it is. It's called Cherry Cola, but it's not as deep. I honestly don't know how any of these shades would fare on deeper skin. And even a shade like this, which there's not really a scent, there's no scent. But this Cherry Cola is just like a perfect kind of mauve-y, muted red. It's not as intense as you think it might be. So I really, again, was very surprised that I could use a deep shade like this. This was really pretty, this Cherry Cola shade here. How do I describe it? I think this one as well was kind of like this one was like a cute light workout. This is my like actual shade when I do a deep intense like workout, like your face is just kind of like that red. But it still looks very natural. I think these also blended out very well. So this is my second one, which means my top one, which actually I was shooketh. I was so shook. Can't Cope with Coral. Never in my freaking dreams when I opened these initially did I think it was going to be this shade. I think I actually compared it to the yellow shade that I ended up giving away. Like, what was it? I don't even remember what it was called. It was something about a biscuit or something. I don't know. It wasn't a good shade. This, as light as it is, blended and looks so freaking beautiful on my skin, y'all. Like, I cannot even... Maybe I will swatch this one. I don't know how to describe how pretty this was. This was so, so pretty. And it's gonna look bad here, because you're gonna be like, girl, that's not your color. I know, it looks so bad. But this, just on my cheeks, just ended up being such a pretty color for the end of fall. Because once blended out, it's just like a peach. It's just a peach, it really is. I know it says coral, right? It's a Can't Cope with Coral. But it's like a pinky peach, orangey peach. Like, I just blended it out with my finger. It's really not as intense as when you just do a swatch of it, okay? Like, I loved that shade. Okay, I've decided, screw it, we're doing it live. I have to swatch these out. So I'm gonna do, I think, the 3 good ones on my left hand and the 3 I did not like on my right. So here it goes. Very pretty. It almost looks like a lipstick, right? I'm gonna blend it out with this one now. That was probably a lot, but I don't think I applied this much. But these 3 were easier to apply. Looks definitely a lot more intense. I don't think I used that much on my face. There's no way, or else I would have looked insane. But look, you can see how light this one is now. Do you see how light it is? Maybe this would end up being, maybe if you do apply more, it'd be okay on deep skin. But I'm not gonna make that promise because I honestly don't know. Next, I'm gonna apply my bubblegum pink. Maybe I should probably apply less, because that's just not, I need to apply less. I'm just so excited. This is the bubblegum pink. Definitely did not use this much on my face. But if you wanted to, since we're already here, I should apply more on the coral so you can see the comparison. Alright, applied more of Can't Cope Coral. You can definitely see it's a lot more neon now. You see how pretty easily these 3 blended? You even blend them in, you can blend them in with each other as well. I always did 2 at a time, and they do blend in very nicely together. So these are my top 3. Can't Cope Coral, Cherry Cola, and the last one would be Sweet Cheeks. We got Sweet Cheeks here at the end. Those are my top 3. Alright, next we have Peach Sugar, Rosey Posey, and Mango Daiquiri here. So let's start off with Peach Sugar. Let's start with this finger. We're going to just slowly blend them out. It's definitely probably more than I would use, but so we can see the shade better. This is definitely the Posey Rosey is a really good shade to blend out with Sweet Cheeks. And then lastly we have this mango one, which, what is she doing? You can kind of see it, kind of not. You can definitely see that these, I feel like, are kind of within that space. This one's a little bit more orangey red. This is a kind of deeper, look at that, two comparisons. Alright, I'm in my bathroom now to see if we can get different lighting, and hopefully this helps you pick what shades you think might be best for you. Like I said, my right arm is my least favorite. However, those two that we have right here, minus that one, aren't too bad. They just weren't really anything special. I feel like I have shades like this already, but I do like those first two. Alright y'all, what do we think of my ranking? What's your own ranking? Have you used this box before? I don't think I've seen anyone do a review on this box, but let me know what you think down below. I think overall they're all pretty decent, but I'm definitely not running to get any more Blurshes. I think 6 is enough for me.